on the weeds. The rapidly increasing temperature damages the preventing weeds from continuing to grow. Each shot lasts only a few milliseconds, ensuring no impact on the crops. One such laser weeder can remove 80 times faster than humans. Farmers use automatic sprays to spray pesticides or liquid fertilizers. This is the XAG R150 UGV sprayer. Although the machine looks quite small, it has an extremely large tank capacity of around 100 litres. When operating, the pump system will draw the solution from the tank and push it into the nozzles arranged along the body of the machine. The control system will automatically adjust the flow rate and spray pattern based on the machine's travel speed, ensuring even coverage over the cultivated area. This machine can achieve a maximum efficiency of up to 5 hectares per hour. This is hemp. Hemp plants are tall and grow close together, so harvesting by machine is often preferred over manual harvesting. When operating, the cutting unit at the front will use rotating blades to cut across the base of the plants. Immediately after, the stalks are fed into the processing unit via an integrated conveyor system. The special feature lies in the cutting unit inside. Instead of multiple blades, the system uses only one large, fast-rotating blade to cut the stalks into sections 12 to 24 inches long. This method is suitable for the tough and fibrous nature of hemp, helping the process to be smoother and more efficient. To improve soil fertility and support more stable plant growth, farmers often use treated liquid manure spreaders on their land. When in position, the pump system on the vehicle will be activated to create pressure and push the manure out. The liquid manure is then led through a system of pipes and sprayed out by nozzles evenly arranged along the horizontal length of the machine. This machine can operate day and night without stopping. With a capacity of up to 17,000 gallons, this equipment can carry a large amount of liquid manure sufficient to irrigate dozens of hectares of fields.
Grammarly helps me get the best grades possible while depleting the least amount of hours of my week. I'm Lauren Taylor. I'm a student and future CMO, and I am a Grammarly user. Grammarly's AI Compose can help me narrow down what to write about. I can, in 15-20 minutes, have a decent outline of what I'm going to be writing over the next week or two. Grammarly is tailored with writers in mind. If, as a student, you want to put your best foot forward, Grammarly is your go-to. Download Grammarly for free.
Led the way in Europe with the simultaneous landing of 3 Turkish Airlines aircraft at Iga Istanbul Airport. One of the most complex operations in aviation history was successfully carried out. This moment belongs to Turkey, and with 3 aircraft taking off in perfect sync, another milestone was reached. We draw our strength from Turkey and continue connecting the world.
In the fields, rows of tomatoes are ready for harvest. While the machine moves along the tomato rows, the conveyor belt gently lifts and pulls the tomato rows from the ground. At this point, the tomatoes are led by the conveyor belts to the machine, which shakes them to remove soil and leaves and to clean the fruit. Then, a farmer will be responsible for removing any crushed, bruised, or rotten tomatoes. Only quality tomatoes are pushed onto the conveyor belt and poured into containers. It is estimated that the global volume of processed tomatoes in 2024 is 45.7 million tons. Next, we will talk about potato planters. First, the tillage unit at the front of the machine will continuously till the soil, creating loose and even planting rows. Immediately after, the automatic planting system will place seed tubers into each row, one by one. Finally, the machine performs hilling. Soil is pushed up to cover the seed tubers, forming high ridges that help the tubers grow better and reduce pests and diseases. In just one pass, the machine can plant 8 rows of potatoes simultaneously, much faster and more efficient than manual planting. One way to clear weeds in the fields is to use a mini brush cutter. The machine has a track system that helps it grip firmly on steep and rough terrain, even in places with slopes up to 55 degrees tall. Users need only to control the machine remotely with a handheld controller, which is very easy, just like when we control a toy car. The cutting head is placed between the 2 tracks. The rotating cutting blades, made of hardened steel, will cut and shred the grass and vegetation on the ground. The cutting height can be flexibly adjusted, usually from 2 to 7.3 inches, suitable for many different purposes. In the US, there are some extremely arid regions. Farmers have to hire rock pickers to clear the soil surface before they can cultivate. This machine has a sturdy metal frame, designed to withstand the great impact force when working on hard and rocky soil. As the machine moves, the steel teeth attached to the machine frame rake and toss rocks, gravel, and other obstacles onto the conveyor belt. The soil and rocks, after being lifted by the conveyor belt, will be poured into a large container inside the machine body.
It's in the float, and I can push it right ahead, and it floats.
In addition, many farmers prefer small tillers, such as this tiller TM1050B. This is because they are more affordable and easier to use. They just need to start the engine and push the machine towards the front area of the land. When the machine is pushed, the blades will rotate at high speed, digging into the soil, cutting and turning the soil over, making it much looser. In Malavin in southeastern France, the lavender fields have bloomed, ready for harvest. The harvester moves along the flower rows, its head gently lifting the flowers and feeding them into the machine to cut the flower stalks. After being processed, the flowers are transferred through a duct and poured directly into the container above the machine body. Today, the area of lavender cultivation in France is around 28,000 hectares. In Canada, bales of hay harvested at the end of the season are put into a haybuster for further reuse. Haybusters on small and medium-sized farms usually have one container. Inside the container is a system of high-speed rotating blades responsible for grinding and chopping the hay that is fed in. It takes only around 2 minutes for the machine to process a large bale of hay. Farmers usually cut straw into 2 sizes, 3 inches for bedding and smaller for livestock feed. In the field, farmers are preparing to harvest tulip bulbs. First, the water is filled into the container in the vehicle. After the machine is started, the digging blades will dig up the soil containing the tulip bulbs. Dirt and leaves will be removed from the bulbs by a vibrating screen system, and then they'll be poured back into the water container in the vehicle for around 2 more washes. After being thoroughly cleaned, the tulip bulbs will be conveyed up a conveyor belt and poured into another wagon, before being transported to the factory to be prepared for consumption. Lemons are one of the most consumed fruits in the world, with an estimated production of around 10.2 million tonnes in 2024. Besides manual lemon harvesting, farmers also use modern machinery. The machine moves along the rows. The front of the machine is designed to weave between the trees, and the rotating shafts at the front continuously rotate, gliding the branches and gently knocking the ripe lemons off the branches. The harvested lemons are stored in a trough before being poured into containers. This machine can also be used to harvest apples. Recently, a kiwi pollination machine has also been invented. First, the pollen is mixed with water, and the liquid mixture is then sprayed onto the female flowers using nozzles similar to spraying pesticides. The system will automatically direct the pollen to the blooming female flowers to ensure a successful pollination. The machine moves slowly at a speed of 1 to 2 kilometers per hour around the orchard until all of the flowers are pollinated. Machine pollination can solve many problems, such as a shortage of natural pollinating insects or uneven pollination. A handle has also been added to use this machine for harvesting kiwis.
Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it, just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44, a complete AI creation platform. Describe what you want, and watch it take shape. You can plan, customize, and expand.
This is an agricultural plastic film laying machine. The farmer will attach a roll of black plastic mulch to the roller at the rear of the machine. As the machine moves, the roll of mulch will slowly unwind and spread evenly over the surface of the tilled soil beds. The 2 edges of the mulch will be buried in the soil by wheels, helping to secure the film firmly and preventing wind or water from lifting it. Such mulching helps to retain moisture in the soil. Today, advanced technology not only boosts productivity, but also turns every harvest season into a more exciting journey. In today's video, we will introduce you to some of the most amazing agricultural technologies. Did you know that American farmers harvest 84.2 million pounds of Brussels sprouts every year? Modern machinery helps them carry out the harvesting process with incredible precision. Sharp blades neatly cut the stalks at their base. Farmers operating the machines skillfully lift each plant and place it into an integrated separation system. Here, the tiny sprouts are detached from the stalks and transferred into storage bins. Advanced technologies have enabled US farmers to produce over 8.889 million pounds of mushrooms annually. Sharp blades trim the base to neatly ensure the caps and stems remain intact. After trimming, the mushrooms are sent along conveyor belts to an automated sorting system with advanced sensors. Mushrooms that meet quality standards are sent to the packing area. Chile's apple market surged to $1.1 billion in 2024. Some large farms are using robots to harvest thousands of apples per hour. These robots are equipped with image sensors and intelligent algorithms that enables them to analyze the color and size of each apple to determine its ripeness with precision. From November to March, Spanish farmers harvest broccoli. Harvesting machines use sharp cutting systems to cut the broccoli right at the base. The broccoli is then transported via conveyor belts to storage bins. Some machines are even equipped with sensors to determine the size and ripeness of the broccoli, and this better meets market demands. Farmers operate the machines along rows of hops. The machines move past each hop plant with pulling mechanisms stripping the hops from the branches. The hops are transferred through a conveyor system and into storage bins. Thanks to the harvesting technology, Oregon farmers can produce around 8 to 11 million pounds of hops annually. On vast fields, cabbage harvesters steadily move along the rows, using automatic cutting blades to quickly and precisely harvest each cabbage. The machine removes damaged leaves, and workers standing on the machines inspect and neatly organize the cabbages. In 2024, Wisconsin produced around 32 million pounds of corn silage. Farmers typically harvest corn in October, when the moisture content is high enough to ensure quality fermentation. These machines are designed to cut the entire corn plant, including stalks, leaves, and ears, into small pieces suitable for silage feed. The RoboMax JD machine is equipped with advanced cutting technology that cuts and transfers grass to the conveyor belt efficiently. Once the conveyor is full, robotic arms automatically grab 5 grass bales and stack them neatly onto pallets. The automated compression system tightly packs the bales onto a stable pyramid shape, making them easier to transport. For forage grass, farmers use chrome rotary mowers for quick and efficient harvesting. These machines are capable of working on large areas, with designs that adapt well to the terrain and are easy to operate. Equipped with powerful cutting blades, they cut the grass into small, uniform pieces, ensuring high-quality livestock feed. Farmers walk along the rows of ripe melons, picking each one carefully and gently placing them onto the banded elevator. This elevator is positioned close to the ground, running along the rows of melons to collect them quickly and efficiently. The banded elevator automatically lifts the melons from the ground to the sorting area. This process saves labour and reduces the time needed for manual transportation.
We were born from a dream, where instead of looking down, we looked up. Our mission was clear. We said, reach for the sky, shift the horizon.
Next, let's move to the pumpkin fields. From September to October, Illinois farmers are busy harvesting pumpkins. The Multi KX4 Hydro is the most powerful pumpkin seed harvester to date. It combines advanced technology with superior efficiency, capable of processing up to 5,500 pounds of seeds per hour. Additionally, if farmers need whole pumpkins for making jack-o'-lanterns, the Nicholson Pumpkin Harvester is the better choice. This large machine moves along the rows, carefully collecting each pumpkin from the fields and transferring them into a spacious container. Pumpkins intended for jack-o'-lanterns are lined up for collection. The Expand R590 is equipped with a specialized trailer featuring a retractable tarp. Under the machine's shaking mechanism, fruit falls onto the tarp where they are then sorted and cleared of debris. With this technology, only 2 people are needed to handle up to 660 pounds of fruit per session, making it 80% more efficient than other harvesting systems. This massive machine runs along the rows of carrots at an impressive speed. First, the front cutting system gently lifts the soil, exposing the fresh carrots underneath. Then, parallel conveyor belts grip the carrot tops and smoothly pull them out of the ground. Excess dirt is shaken off with the vibrating system, ensuring the carrots arrive clean and ready on the conveyor belt. Finally, the carrots are transferred directly to the rear container, ready for sorting and packaging. In large-scale vineyards across France, harvesting machines are often used to ensure high productivity and timeliness. These machines can replace dozens of workers working for hours. Modern harvesters use GPS and sensors to precisely locate grapevines and optimize their movement across the fields. A large storage tank reduces the need for frequent stops to unload grapes. The harvesters also feature a quick release mechanism to transfer the grapes into large trucks. Around September, across sugar beet fields in Russia, farmers begin the harvest. They harvest 24,000 pounds of sugar beets per hour. The Roper Tiger 6 harvester moves effortlessly across vast fields, using sophisticated mechanical arms to uproot the sugar beets without damaging the crops. The machine instantly removes excess soil, then transports the beets via an automated conveyor into storage bins. In addition, the sugar beet cleaning machine is an essential tool in the handling and processing workflow. It is designed to remove soil, stones, and other impurities attached to the sugar beets. The system's hydraulic spring shafts ensure safe handling for the sugar beet loader. Beets are passed through conveyor belts and scrubbing machines to remove dirt and debris. The machine also has the capability to sort beets by size, ensuring high-quality products on the spot. This system helps American farmers harvest 40,000 acres of cranberries annually, making the US the global leader in cranberry production. The process of vacuuming berries into the machine is carried out using powerful suction systems, which cause the berries to float on water and then be collected into storage bins. Here, the cranberries are cleaned using water jets to remove dust and debris.
We have a winner. Winner. This is a Mountain Dew free zone. No Mountain Dew allowed.
The SU Tech Onion Loader becoming a vital assistant for farmers in Ashburton, New Zealand during onion harvesting season. As the machine moves across the field, its automatic cutting blades slice the onion roots while simultaneously lifting the onions and place them neatly into individual baskets. Farmers only need to monitor and check the quality of the onions after harvesting, eliminating the need for labor-intensive processes of bending down to pick each bulb manually. Smart technology robots can predict the ideal time to pick a ripe strawberry. These robots classify strawberries into 5 levels of ripeness based on color observation. A robotic arm with jointed sensors scans the data to locate the ripe berries. Then a silicon robotic hand begins the picking process, twisting the strawberry off its stem and placing it into a container. Mechanical sunflower harvesting has become the primary method in large-scale farming in Russia. When the sunflower petals begin to dry and fall to the ground, it signals the perfect time for farmers to start the harvest. As the combine moves, its stalk lifters grab the sunflower heads and cut them off the stalks, before transferring the heads into the combine's threshing chamber. The sunflower seeds are then collected into the transport vehicle's storage bin. The corn harvest in California runs from June till October. California sweet corn is highly regarded for its freshness and flavor, primarily harvested when the kernels are in the milk stage, ensuring sweetness and tenderness. The cutting head of the harvester is adjusted to the appropriate height and position for the plant size and row spacing. From there, the corn harvester cuts the stalks while the rollers feed them into the machine. This technology makes the harvesting process fully automated. The machine is designed to move through chicken coops using gentle mechanical arms to guide the chickens into harvest cages without harming them. The front of the robot features an automatic chicken catching device with a 360-degree rotating table that lifts the chickens. A conveyor belt then distributes the chickens into holding cages. The harvester is operated via a safe and convenient remote control. Poultry are loaded into cages at an impressive speed of 1,000 to 1,500 birds per hour. This helps to facilitate transportation. Automated cage technology is revolutionizing the egg harvesting process in the US poultry industry. The cages are equipped with smart sensors and conveyor systems that automatically collect eggs as they are laid, without requiring human intervention. The eggs are transferred onto a conveyor belt, where they are automatically sorted and sent to quality inspection and packaging areas. Rotary milking systems are bringing significant changes to the dairy farming industry. Cows are guided into the milking area where they are automatically sorted and placed into individual stalls. The milking machines gently attach milking clusters to the cow's udders, while an automated conveyor system transfers the milk into insulated storage tanks.
It's 9:15. How am I already underwater?
I'm in the same boat.
I'm in an actual boat.
I thought Grammarly just fixed grammar. They make boats now?
It's more of a metaphorical boat, because I've been using Grammarly's AI for years to keep me high and dry. Try it. Grammarly can look through your writing to make it easier to understand. See? Shorter.
Oh,
Clearer.
cool.
And better. Now people will get what you're trying to say, and you won't be flooded with confused emails.
Can you do mine?
No problem. Your writing's good, but your word choices could be better.
Wow.
Now your writing is as confident as you are.
Oh, well, what about our proposal?
Let me take a look. Woof. You'll be in deep water if you show this.
Hello everyone. Today we are going to several farming regions in the United States to see how farmers here harvest their crops with modern farming machines. First, we will go to a pistachio farm in California to see how billions of pistachios are harvested. This harvester will be used to clamp firmly down to the base of the tree and then shake it vigorously so that all the pistachios fall into the trays below. About 59,000 tons of pistachios are produced in the United States each year, and 99% of them come from California. we will continue to another field in the state of California to see giant agricultural machines harvesting hundreds of tons of tomatoes. This harvesting machine will pull the entire tomato plant from the ground before separating the fruit and stem. Billions of tomatoes will be transferred to trucks to be taken to the processing plant, and the rest of the stems will be crushed.
بروبلان تغذية عالية الجودة مطورة من قبل أطبائنا البيطريين وخبراء التغذية تقوي المناعة لصحة دائمة. اكتشف كيف تصنع التغذية فرقاً. بروبلان يختارها المميزون لحيواناتهم الرائعة.
These are pictures of an apple farm in the state of Florida. Here, hundreds of tons of apples will be harvested and shipped to apple cider vinegar and apple juice factories. Instead of being carefully harvested like the apples in Washington state, the apples here are machine harvested, and many of them are bruised before being shipped to the factory. This is the process of harvesting cranberries in Massachusetts. First, billions of cranberries will be brought to the surface. Next, pumps will be used to transfer them onto trucks before being taken to the juice factory. We are currently in a rice field in Louisiana. The rice harvest season here usually takes place in late November and December. According to statistics in 2021, rice production in the United States reached nearly 230 million tons, of which 43% is produced in Louisiana. Not only is it the state with the largest rice production in the United States, the state of Louisiana is also home to vast sugarcane fields. About 500,000 acres of land here is used to grow sugarcane, and the annual sugarcane output is about 15 million tons. After harvesting, billions of cane plants will be transported to the factory to produce sugar. Next, we will go to the vast cornfields of Iowa to see how thousands of tons of corn kernels here are harvested. All corn kernels will be separated and then transferred to trucks. The corn stalks will be chopped and spread in the field to regenerate the arable land. Thousands of tons of corn after harvest will be dried and preserved to make animal feed. This is the process of harvesting organic lettuce in a field in the state of Arizona. In Arizona, about 75,000 acres are used to grow lettuce. Every time the harvest comes, about 3,000 to 4,000 workers are hired from Mexico to work here. Right now, we're in a sugar beet field in eastern Idaho. Idaho is the second largest producer of sugar beet in the United States, second only to Minnesota. The sugar beet growing area here is up to 185 acres, and the annual yield is about 3.4 million tons.
led the way in Europe with the simultaneous landing of 3 Turkish Airlines aircraft at Iga Istanbul Airport. One of the most complex operations in aviation history was successfully carried out. This moment belongs to Turkey, and with 3 aircraft taking off in perfect sync, another milestone was reached. We draw our strength from Turkey and continue connecting the world.
على امتداد الرمال التي شهدت وقع خطى القوافل العابرة في القرون الخالية، يمتد درب زبيدة، أحد أعرق طرق الحج والتجارة عبر التاريخ. سلكته القوافل قديماً، والتقت فيه مختلف الحضارات، وشهد مرحلة زاخرة بالتبادل الثقافي والمعرفي. يبدأ من الكوفة ويمر في مسيره بالحدود الشمالية وحائل والقصيم، ثم المدينة المنورة حتى يبلغ مكة المكرمة. صمم بطريقة علمية وهندسية معمارية عبقرية تعكس تفرد فنون العمارة الإسلامية، بمسارات رصفت بالحجارة ذللت من العوائق مهدت للمسير. تتبع نظاماً هندسياً دقيقاً في توزيع المنشآت المائية. على الدرب وضعت الأعلام والمنارات والأميال والمشاعل والمواقد بطريقة حسابية موزونة، لتهتدي القوافل قديماً وتتبين لوجهتها وطريق ارتحالها. سمي نسبة للسيدة زبيدة بنت جعفر زوج الخليفة هارون الرشيد، التي ساهمت بدعمها وعطائها في عمارته وازدهاره. ولا يزال هذا الدرب حتى اليوم شاهداً على عظمة التاريخ وعبق الحضارة، بمواقعه الأثرية الممتدة ومساراته التي أصبحت جزءاً من ذاكرة المكان.
Hello my friends. Today we are going to a few cranberry farms in the United States to see how the cultivation and harvesting of billions of cranberries happens. Cranberries are a shrub mainly grown in swampy areas. Currently, Wisconsin, Massachusetts, and New Jersey are the states with the largest cranberry growing areas in the country. According to statistics, up to 81% of cranberries in the United States are used to make fruit juices and sauces. Mid-April through June is when cranberry planting takes place in most of Wisconsin's wetlands. First, hundreds of tons of sand will be spread evenly over the field surface. Currently, about 21,000 acres of land in Wisconsin is used to grow cranberries. The sandy and peat bogs of central and northern Wisconsin are perfect growing conditions for cranberries. After the sand is spread to the field, the cranberry bushes will be brought here to start a new life. These cranberry bushes look quite similar to haystacks used as fodder. These workers will spread cranberry bushes evenly over the surface of the field. Every year, about 4,300 workers are hired to cranberry farms in the United States to cultivate. Next, this machine will be used to make part of the cranberry stem sink into the ground. From there, the roots will grow. The time from planting cranberries to harvesting the first crop usually lasts about 3 years. As a shrub grown in swamps, cranberries are also very susceptible to pests and fungi. Therefore, certain types of probiotics are also used to protect cranberries. In addition, weed growth is also a problem that farmers here pay attention to. Early summer is usually the time to bloom on cranberry farms. At that time, millions of honeybees will be brought here to pollinate. The time from pollination to harvest of cranberries usually lasts about 3 months. The cranberry harvest season usually lasts from mid-September to the end of October, just in time for Thanksgiving. To prepare for the harvest, water is pumped into the cranberry swamps. Ripe cranberries can be soaked in water for up to 2 weeks before harvesting. This machine will be used to make millions of cranberries float to the surface. In 2021, cranberry production in the United States is 7.9 million barrels. Each barrel of cranberries weighs about 100 pounds.
At Tropical Smoothie Cafe, hitting your protein goals is a breeze. It's tropic time.
Everything is ready. Billions of cranberries will be loaded onto trucks and taken to processing plants. Currently, Wisconsin is the state with the largest cranberry production in the United States, with 4.9 million barrels, accounting for 62% of the national production. Only 5% of US cranberry production is sold fresh. Most of it is made into sauces, juices, dried fruit, and other foods. here's another harvesting method at a cranberry farm in Massachusetts. This machine works like a combine harvester. Hello everyone. Today we are going to the fields of sweet corn in Florida and Washington State of the United States. Here we will see how the farmers here cultivate and harvest billions of sweet corn. In the United States, sweet corn seeding usually takes place in March and April each year. Currently, the United States is home to the largest sweet corn crop in the world, with about 268,000 acres and an annual harvest of 2.9 billion pounds. After the sowing process is over, these sweet corn fields will be supplied with water with this modern irrigation system. On average, each high-yielding corn crop uses about 600,000 gallons of water per acre. Sweet corn is a fast-growing plant. The time from sowing to harvest usually lasts around 3 months. There are even some sweet corn varieties that only need 2 months to be harvested. Some sources claim that sweet corn was cultivated by Native Americans more than 7,000 years ago in Central America. According to statistics released in 2021, each American uses about 4.7 pounds of sweet corn, and the revenue from sweet corn production is about $774 million. Do you enjoy using sweet corn in your daily meals? After about 3 months, all the sweet corns here are ready for harvest. Millions of sweet corn will be picked and then sent to the factory for packaging. This is the process of harvesting sweet corn on large farms. Millions of corn will be picked by this modern farming machine. This is what goes on at a sweet corn packing plant. If you don't like to eat sweet corn the usual way, you can use canned sweet corn. How do you feel about the process of cultivating and harvesting sweet corn in this video? Let us know what you think in the comments section of the video. Goodbye and see you in the next video. Al-Murabba, retold. Hello my friends. Today we will continue to visit several farms in the United States to see how thousands of tons of agricultural products are harvested by farm workers. The first place we will visit is a bell pepper farm in the Central Valley of California. Here, millions of bell peppers will be picked and packed right in the field by workers from Mexico. As far as we know, these workers get around $17.50 per hour worked. Annually, the United States produces about 1.6 billion pounds of bell peppers. However, to meet domestic demand, the United States still has to import about 0.5 billion pounds of bell peppers each year. In the United States, bell peppers are mainly grown in the states of Florida, New Mexico, California, and Arizona. The second location that appears in this video is a potato farm in the state of Wisconsin. This machine is responsible for digging potatoes out of the ground. Currently, the United States has about 943,000 acres of land used to grow potatoes. Idaho is currently the state with the largest growing area in the country, followed by North Dakota, Wisconsin, and Colorado. When the potato digging is complete, millions of potatoes will be picked up by these workers and packed into bags. According to statistics released by the United States Department of Agriculture in 2021, potato production across the country is more than 21.3 million tons. At noon, these workers will eat and rest right in the field before continuing to work. Next, we will go to a peanut farm in Texas to see how the harvesting process here works. Similar to the process of harvesting potatoes, these peanut plants will be dug out of the ground. Next, they will be sun-dried from 2 to 3 days before harvesting takes place. Currently, peanut acreage in the United States is about 1.59 million acres, of which 50% of the area belongs in Georgia. Alabama and Texas are also the states with the largest peanut acreage in the country. After about 3 days, hundreds of tons of peanuts here are ready to be harvested. According to statistics, in 2021, US peanut production is about 6.4 billion pounds.
برو بلان تغذية عالية الجودة مطورة من قبل أطبائنا البيطريين وخبراء التغذية تقوي المناعة لصحة دائمة. اكتشف كيف تصنع التغذية فرقاً. برو بلان يختارها المميزون لحيواناتهم الرائعة.
Here's what's going on at an asparagus field in Michigan. Do you often use asparagus in your family's meals? Every year, the United States has about 25,000 acres of land used to grow asparagus, worth about $98 million. Asparagus, after being harvested, will be placed in plastic trays and transported to the packing plant. Currently, the production of asparagus in the United States is about 970,000 pounds per year, of which Michigan, California, and New Jersey are the 3 states with the largest asparagus production in the country. fifth place we will visit is a cucumber farm in Carolina. Instead of harvesting by machine, millions of cucumbers here will be handpicked by workers from Guatemala and Mexico. Annually, cucumber farms in the United States produce about 300,000 tons. The majority of cucumbers are produced in Florida, Michigan, and Carolina. Here's what's going on at an apple farm in Washington. Workers will stand on this machine to harvest apples from above. Would you like to visit these apple farms during the harvest season? Washington is the current leading apple producer in the United States, accounting for 66% of the country's apple production. On average, Washington orchards produce about 100 million boxes of apples a year, or about 12 billion apples. Here's what's going on at a potato field in Washington. Unlike the potato farm at the beginning of the video, this potato site uses modern machines to harvest. Hello everyone. Today we are going to the farms in several states like California, Washington, Florida, and North Carolina of the United States to see how thousands of tons of agricultural products are harvested here. Instead of using modern harvesting machines, these farms employ dozens to hundreds of laborers to work once the harvest takes place. First, we will visit a red delicious apple farm in Washington state to see how millions of apples here are harvested. Every August, thousands of workers flock to Washington apple farms to harvest apples. Red Delicious is considered one of the best apple varieties in the world, and it is exported to many countries. Therefore, the harvesting and packaging of these fine apples is done with great care. Most of the apple picking workers here are Mexican, and their average income is about $13 an hour. If you have ever eaten a Red Delicious apple, let us know how you feel about the taste of this fruit. Here's what's going on in a sweet corn field in Florida. Here, millions of corn will be picked and packed right in the field. Currently, Florida is the state with the largest corn growing area in the United States, with more than 37,000 acres. In the high season, the sweet corn harvest here will be done at night. Next, we will go to a tomato farm in California to see how billions of tomatoes here are harvested. As the harvest season progresses, about 350 workers will be hired to pick tomatoes at the farm. Picking tomatoes here usually takes place in the early morning and at night to limit the heat and help the tomatoes to stay fresh for longer. Currently, California is the state with the largest tomato growing area in the United States, and the annual production is about 12 million tons. After about 3 hours of continuous work, these workers will be provided with a free snack. The next place we will visit is a strawberry farm in the state of Florida. Here, millions of strawberries will be picked and packed right in the field. The wages of these workers are calculated according to the number of boxes of strawberries that they pick, so everything is done very quickly.
We were born from a dream, where instead of looking down, we looked up. Our mission was clear. We said, reach for the sky, shift the horizon, and ignore every limit. Because at THC, we see the world differently, and we take flight. We are unique, a bold, agile Saudi aviation brand, offering our nation a new way of seeing, feeling, thinking, and living. We are building our reach, expanding our footprint, and broadening our horizons, all through a collection of smart ideas and powerful stories from the sky, each one unique, each one with its own impact, from saving lives to creating new ones. At THC, we are on a journey, supporting our national ambition, offering new opportunities and endless possibilities, where the sky is the only limit. We believe a new world is emerging, where our future is even clearer, our vision even brighter, and where tomorrow takes flight.
وش تغير؟ أبد.
يا بنات
على خبرك.
يلا يا ماما قوموا يلا تأخرت عن المدرسة.
والإنجاز يسرك.
لسه قاعدة تفطرون.
المكان اللي نبنيه حفاء وتافيه، تملاه وتحييه. الفرح فيه دايم، حاضر وموجود، ما يحد حدود. والكرم يبدأ بمراحب من راعين المواجب، يكرمون الضيف ويقومون بالواجب. حي بأصالته، جماعاته، لماته، وخيراته اللي فيها تحتار. دار كل الأعمار وتعرف فيه معنى الجار للجار.
شكلكم ما جربتوا قهوة اللاونج اللي تحت، رهيبة. عاد يمدحون البودي بار مرة. والله يا سارة.
وش تغير؟
دقيقة بنات، شوفوا
يمه، ايش رايك نحط الكنبة هنا؟ ما بكون شكلها أحلى؟
أبد، على خبرك.
يا هلا والله ومسهلا، حياكم. كيف الديوان؟
مسألة وقت وبتشوف اللي يسرك.
is what happens in an organic cabbage field in California. Millions of cabbages here will be picked by workers, as well as having the outer leaves partially removed before transferring them to wooden crates.